11:47 p.m., my college roommate called me. She had just finished auditing the children's hospital charity my best friend Megan and I built together. She said 3 words: all of it. 3 weeks later, at our annual gala, I stood at the podium and clicked one slide. 2,000 donors saw what Megan had really built, with my husband, and with their money. To understand that slide, you have to go back 15 years. Megan and I met as freshmen, 15 years. She was maid of honor at my wedding, godmother to my daughter Iris and my son Theo. My daughter had drawn her a birthday card the week before all of this. In 2018, my godson died of leukemia at 7. From his hospital room, I made a promise. Megan and I built the Lila Bright Foundation together. She ran what she called strategic outreach, donor cultivation. She traveled most weekends to retreats and donor breakfasts I was too busy with the kids to attend. My husband Daniel was the board's volunteer treasurer. He always took the long meetings. We used to joke about it. The audit was supposed to be routine, and IRS form mismatch. Priya Raman is a forensic CPA, ex-SEC enforcement. She is also my college roommate. She caught the assignment by coincidence. At 11:47 p.m. she called me. I drove to her kitchen, 2 laptops open, a glass of water gone warm. She put her finger on the QuickBooks vendor column. Strategic Outreach LLC. Once, twice, 14 times. Each invoice between $18,000 and $42,000. Each one just under the board's $50,000 disclosure threshold. Signed by Megan as Outreach Director. Approved by Daniel as Treasurer. She pulled up the Delaware Division of Corporations record. Strategic Outreach LLC. Sole member Megan Albright. Registered to her townhouse. $380,000. From a fund restricted to dying children. I did not speak for 90 seconds. Priya let the silence finish. Then she said, "Sarah, there is another thing."
Lit a second printout across the table. Apple Pay records. 14 Saturday nights. The same downtown Marriott. 3 years of them. I pulled out my calendar. 2 of those Saturdays were my wedding anniversaries. Daniel had given me a handwritten card on each of those mornings. He had kissed my forehead and said he was lucky. The donor cultivation weekends were the affair. The stolen money paid for the rooms. The affair gave Megan the cover story for the stolen money. Each betrayal funded the other. There was no innocent half of her to mourn. Every memory I had of her holding my children, she had come from a hotel room with my husband, paid for with money taken from a dying child's fund. I did not cry. I picked up a legal pad. I wrote a list. By the time the sun came up, the list had 3 weeks on it. The next morning, I packed Iris's lunch. I kissed Daniel at the door. I asked about his day. The charity's outside counsel filed a white-collar tip with the FBI. IRS criminal investigation looped in within 48 hours. I added one name to the gala VIP list, a major donor placeholder. Lillian Ortiz, Whitfield Family Foundation rep. Lillian Ortiz is an FBI white-collar agent. I built the slide deck on a laptop Daniel had never touched. 3 slides. The morning of the gala, I drove to the hotel ballroom alone and swapped the file on the AV laptop myself. Megan was at the salon getting her hair done. She had been rehearsing her keynote thank you for weeks. I had been rehearsing 4 words. 14 of them.
The ballroom held 2,000 people. Board members, press, 3 photographers. Daniel at the head donor table. Megan at the podium in champagne silk, mid-applause for a record fundraising year. She thanked the donors. She thanked the board. She turned to thank me. I stood. I walked to the stage. I took the clicker from her hand. I spoke into the live mic, voice flat. Before we close, I would like to show you what your donations actually built. Click. Slide 1. Strategic Outreach LLC. A variance chart. $380,000 in 14 invoices. The room made one sound. A board member 2 tables away whispered the figure. Click. Slide 2. The hotel keycard fan. Date stamps on the anniversaries. Click. Slide 3. Daniel's anniversary card, scanned and dated. I turned to her. Megan, I think you know this slide. You signed for 14 of them. No music.
pure silence. Megan's smile did not move. Then it broke in 3 frames. Confusion, recognition, the champagne flute lowering. In row 3, Lillian Ortiz stood up. A press camera flashed before security could move. Daniel sat down before he knew he sat down. Megan surrendered her passport within 72 hours. Federal wire fraud, tax fraud, interstate transportation of stolen funds. Daniel was named in the clawback as approving treasurer. He surrendered his passport the same week. I filed for divorce on a Thursday. The marital home sold. $190,000 went into the children's college trusts. Megan's husband filed for emergency custody of their daughter. The Leela Bright Foundation received $1.2 million in matching donations the week after the gala. We restructured. 6 months later, we broke ground on a real pediatric clinic in Tanzania. The photos in the donor newsletter were finally true.
Dedication of the new pediatric oncology wing. I held my daughter's hand. The plaque on the wall has my godson's name. Iris asked if Megan was coming. I knelt down. No, sweetheart. Megan is not coming to anything else of ours. Iris nodded, the way 8-year-olds nod when they already know the answer. It was just us, and the name on the wall, and a promise I had made to a 7-year-old in a hospital room, finally kept.